And welcome back to the morning show. Here we are. Beautiful site right now. It is completed, or it was completed until just a couple days ago. Boat Court, Aquatic Pools and Landscape. How are you?
Good, Bruce. How you doing?
I'm good. How you been?
Good, real good.
So, wow, what a difference.
Yeah, it came a long ways, huh?
You got all this done within, last time we were here, if you didn't get to see it, there was the people who own the home were coming in. They had called them last minute, said, we want this whole thing redone, blah, 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 blah. They got down here, got to work. You were really up against some crunch time getting this thing done.
We were actually, the other day, we were looking back in the office, and we take photos all the way through our projects just for like plumbing reasons or any kind of warranty stuff. So if something does go wrong, you got pictures of everything underground. So we were looking at some of the pictures of the guys that were building out the water feature, and it shows that it was 2 weeks before the finish date. So I was showing some of the guys, I go,
holy
look at these, you guys, we had 2 weeks to get this done, and look where it came out to.
That is amazing. Yeah. That's a lot of good coordination on many parts. Now you put some palm trees up here. Those are the, what do they call those palms again?
They're like a hurricane fan palm.
Hurricane fan palm. Now those are propped right now, but obviously it's not going to stay like that. No, once they get the root ball going.
Yeah, once the root ball really takes, and on these Mexican fan palms or even the hurricane palms, they root pretty fast. So we'll probably end up leaving those up for a couple of months and then pull them out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I noticed too, you've got, and it's hard to tell with the wind we've got blowing, but you got a lot of misters in here. Really creates, on a calm day, really creates quite a nice atmosphere.
Sure. No, it's nice whenever it's hot out because it'll actually bring the temperature down if you're sitting around the outdoor kitchen area or even around the fire pit sitting area. It'll actually bring that temperature down quite a bit. And then the other thing is whenever it's in the winter months, it actually creates like a fog or kind of a mist, just kind of an ambiance.
Yeah, I can well imagine. Comes down, looks like you're in the Black Lagoon or something. Now obviously you've got the hot tub up here, and then you've got the waterfall and kind of a nice little sitting area inside that waterfall that's probably nice and refreshing, and you don't have to get totally wet.
Yeah, we designed it to where they could actually sit back up in it, or else they could actually put lounge chairs in there.
How nice.
They've got a couple of grandkids that are new to the family, so what we ended up doing with that is actually I got one granddaughter, and she can sit in there and play because the pool's a 7-foot deep pool. It's 3'6" in the shallow end. There's not a lot of area for kids to play or anything.
Right.
So they've got that off to the side.
Very nice. Now the grass, I noticed, did a nice job putting that grass in. It looks like it's all just nicely cut, and it doesn't grow a lot, does it?
No, it doesn't.
It's gorgeous. It's amazing what they're doing with this. Well, what I called AstroTurf.
Sure.
Is that what they call it now?
Yeah, it's a turf product. It's there's just a lot of different grades. You know, they have the stuff that some people just throw out in front of their RV that's just a real thin cut. You can tell that it's fake turf. Our big thing that we push is we try to get something that actually looks real.
And it does. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. Very easy to take care of. Take the vacuum cleaner out, and you're done with it. You've got a beautiful fire pit over there. Obviously, again, now what happened that you had to come back in?
Well, what happened was once we finished everything up, they were happy. We had a deadline of October 1st, which we met, and turned out great. Just talked to them about one other side of the yard that we thought about maybe putting like a concrete sitting area table.
Oh, okay.
And so they left again. We got another timeline crunch. They're going to be here November 7th.
Oh my gosh.
So we're doing a concrete raised area. We did a nice little CAD design for it, and they said go for it.
Wow. So. And they were able to use the kitchen. You've got the grill out there.
Yeah.
And plenty of cabinetry, it looks like, for storage.
Yeah, no, we ended up putting an ice chest in there, a nice little bar area and stuff that butts right up to the water feature. So it turned out nice. They were able to use it. Had a lot of friends and family come to town, so made for a nice holiday for them.
Now, each one of these things that you see here that you're looking at on your television right now, each one of them you can do individually. If you say, well, I can't afford to do my entire backyard, they can say, this is where I want to get started after looking at the CAD design. Sure. You guys put it in, you prep for anything else that might go in, but you go ahead and set that in. They're done. Maybe next year they can get the next step, or sure. If Andy Mabel dies and leaves them a bunch of money, they can get the whole cotton picking thing done.
Well, that's like we talked about before. We like to take people out, show them our work, and even like in a big elaborate backyard like this, I like to take people out, even if that's not their budget or that's not what they want to have everything done, just to pick and choose. Hey, do you like that fire pit? Do you like maybe that water feature smaller? or even a spa that looks like this. Don't have to have it all.
That's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Got a walkway. I noticed it's covered, but that's all cool deck all the way down the side of the house.
Deck all the way down the side. On the other side of the house, we put a shuffleboard. We ended up putting a bag toss out in front of the pool. So we tried to maximize the backyard, that's for sure.
That is absolutely great. They've got to be amazingly pleased with all of this. And I guess one of the things we ought to recommend is if somebody wants to get started on this, they need to give you a call.
Oh, definitely.
This isn't something that just happens overnight.
For sure.
Yeah. Now, you and I were talking just before we went on camera about solar panels. Now, I know you guys do the water heaters, the black plastic and all of this to help heat the pool in the winter months. But you also do solar panels.
Yeah, we also do. We just got into it over the summer. Dana did his house. We did my house. We've done about 8 other homes. We got a real good buy on some Canadian solar panels. It's amazing because it really got out there pretty far to where it wasn't all that affordable.
Right, or effective. I mean, bottom line.
Sure, exactly. So it really does make sense to look into solar, and we believe with the rates coming up in that with MEC, it even makes it more affordable to people and more beneficial.
With NV Energy across the river.
Oh, sure, exactly.
Now, what makes these solar panels so much less expensive than ones built in the U.S.? I mean, people are going to say, well, they're cheaper and they aren't going to work. What goes on here?
Actually, we bought them. All of them have gone up. The Canadian solar's gone up. The American solar panels have gone up, but we just bought them right.
Oh, okay.
So it's made it affordable to us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, this isn't, I mean, you can put these on tile roofs.
Oh, yeah.
You can put them just about any place.
Shingle, you name it, we can put it on the roof.
Really?
Yeah, I'll shoot you over some pictures of that as well.
Oh, I'd like to see that. I really would. And now, one of the big questions everyone has is, okay, I know it's not cheap. I mean, by any stretch, it's not a $3,000 event. You're going to put a bunch of solar panels up there that would be effective in reducing your power bill. But what is the typical ROI, return on investment in solar panels today?
See, that just did. It got out to like 15 years. So a lot of people, it just didn't make sense for them to go do it. They didn't know that they were going to be able to be in that house long enough to make it to where they actually get their money back on it. It depends on the system. It depends on how much power you use. But we would like to say that you can get in there between 5 and 7 years on that payback.
Really?
Yeah, so it does make sense. Plus, a lot of people don't really think about it. If their electric bills say $300 a month, they're spending $3,600 a year. I get taxed. I don't know about you.
Oh, yeah.
So it takes a lot more than $3,600 in my pocket. You know, it's more like $5 to $7 grand a year that I have to make to be able to get that $3,600 that I pay my electric bill.
Okay.
At least I'm paying towards something that I own, which is my solar.
All right.
So
one last question on this. So it's going to take you 5 to 7 years to get back to even on it, let's say. But the solar panels, I've heard, they last 5, 6, maybe 10 years tops.
You're going to lose less than 1% over the span of 1 year with our solar panels.
Really?
Yeah. So you can imagine they're gonna outlive us.
So you're talking maybe 20, 25 years on these?
Easily.
Really?
25 years. Yeah.
And they'll be what, 80% effective in 20 years?
Yeah, exactly. But even like whenever we build a system, we don't build a system that it's 100% coverage for today.
Right.
We build it to where we're going to go up and above so that in the future, as it goes on, you'll always have that lowest bill that you can possibly have on your home.
Now, wait a minute. You've got these solar panels. Then you got to have batteries. I mean,
No batteries. No, it just transforms that power, puts it right into your house. It's not like the systems of old. I mean, and the way that we do it also, used to have a lot of microinverters on each panel.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, ours doesn't. Yeah.
Really?
Everything's wired back to the garage where we'll have the transformers set up. We'd like to also set them up inside the garage so they stay nice and cool. It's 120 out here.
Yeah.
Everything heats up and it shortens the long longevity of it. So that's what's working for us.
Wow.
Yeah, it's come a long way.
Something to think about, isn't it? I'm sure if they come down, you can explain more about it.
For sure. Come see
Hey,
us.
I want to thank you very much.
Thank you,
Always
Bruce.
good seeing you. Beau Court, ladies and gentlemen, Aquatic Pools and Landscape. And yeah, there's a whole other side of this business. The landscape side, the pools, they got so much going on. It's crazy. But you need to stop down on Highway 95 in Fort Mojave and see them. Address is on your screen. We got to get back to the studio. Wish I would have brought a swimsuit. We'll be back after this. Stay with us.